Okay, so again, this is part 2. This is if you do not have a graphing calculator. There are several resources possible that you could use in order to find this equation of best fit or linear regression or least squares regression line. That being said, I think Stapplet's one of the more polished ones for right now. So this is going to be one of our primary ones. So again, you'll notice that the URL right here, I'm going to stapplet.com. And then in this particular case, we've got a scatter plot. So you want two quantitative variables. So we're in this row right here, two quantitative variables. When you click on it, you've got your data. This is the same data I just used in the last video. So I'm going to pull just some of the candy data, not the whole thing, from the activity we did a couple of lessons ago. And the way it works is you either need to separate by commas or spaces. Personally, I'm just in the habit of doing both. So 45, 107, 62, 44, 79, 60. The only thing that I'm not a huge fan about this format is because the data is in just a row, it can be easier to miss something, right? Because since my bottom numbers are 3 digits while the top numbers are 4, I'm not necessarily going to see, or sorry, if the top digits are 2, I'm not necessarily going to see if I get off. So I can kind of do a spot check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but it is harder to see if you've made a mistake. Once you've entered that data, all you got to do is come right here and click Begin Analysis, and you start off with just a scatter plot. That's all you get at first. But if you come down here, you've got some choices. Correlation coefficient, that is our R value. You can also calculate the least squares regression line right here. And if you click on it, all you got to do is scroll up, and you've got a line that you can look at. You've got some other information that we'll look at later. It tells you some other statistical numbers. These are ones that we'll be unpacking tomorrow, S and R squared. And if you look at your linear regression, it gives you the equation of your line. And you would be able to round that appropriately. So if I came over to my text document, you would get a regression line of 253.60 plus 3.93x when rounded. If you didn't fully round and you just cut off the ends, that'd be okay too, but I'm usually in the habit of rounding. Only other thing I'll mention for this website, should you choose to use it, I'll say two things actually. One, if you want to change the look a little bit, if you come to the very bottom, you can do things like adjust the color. So maybe you don't want it to be blue, maybe you'd rather it be red. You can make it red or change things around a little bit. So that's available to you if you've got certain preferences. And then the other thing I'll mention is, suppose you looked at it and you're like, oh no, I made a mistake, or I want to change one of my points. You do need to come right here and say edit inputs. You can't just change the numbers in the list and have them change as well. So you're going to click edit inputs. Now you can change numbers, add numbers, delete numbers, and then begin your analysis again. So that's the way we can find that best fit equation using Stapplet.